A warm welcome to Film 4 in our Between the Lines series. In it, we focus on the significance of scale in architectural drawing. As a general rule, when buildings are drawn, whether by computer or by hand, they are shown smaller than their actual size. To achieve this, their actual appearance is simplified by means of abstraction. This freehand drawing uses parallel lines to suggest the characteristic layering of brickwork. Though each drawn line represents more than one course of bricks, this abstract representation nevertheless reflects the appearance of the building. Architectural drawings always show an abstract version of reality. However, these lines are an imperfect representation of their mathematical definition. According to Euclid, a line is a series of points that are themselves indivisible and thus have no dimension. This means that a drawn line with a width of 0.18 mm is really an enlarged representation of a line that is, in actual fact, invisible. Seen from a mathematical point of view, the lines we draw in architecture are in reality paths, that is, again according to Euclid, straight lines with two endpoints. But let's not confuse things any further. We will continue to use the term line. Drawings provide an abstract representation in order to convey certain information. This map shows the main arterial roads in the German state of Saxony. In it, motorways are denoted by very heavy lines and are thus immediately recognizable as key transport links. This example also illustrates how the level of abstraction increases as scale is reduced. The map shows no side roads, but depicts motorways as if they were 2 kilometers wide. This representation mirrors the purpose of the map, namely to provide a clear and quick overview of the motorway network in Saxony. The degree and manner of abstraction are also a function of the drawer's manual dexterity. In this drawing, the horizontal lines are not always straight. In fact, some of them are almost touching. The width of the pen nib and the steadiness of the drawer's hand make it impossible to place the lines any closer together. A freehand drawing can only show what the drawer is physically able to draw on the page. The content of a drawing is determined by its scale. When drawing on a very small scale, for example, it's often only possible to show the outlines of a building, simply because of the limitations of the drawer's manual dexterity. As a drawing approaches actual size, building components can be shown in ever greater detail, because it's physically possible. The term scale refers to the ratio of the linear dimension of an element of an object as represented in a drawing to the real linear dimension of the same element of the object itself. When measured on the map, the length of the section of motorway between the two junction triangles, highlighted here, is 11 centimeters. On a 1 to 600,000 scale map, this represents a distance of 66 kilometers. The conversion is achieved by calculating the scale factor. Summary. The content of a drawing is determined by its scale. As a rule, when buildings are drawn, they are shown smaller than their actual size and simplified by means of abstraction. The smaller a building is drawn, the more abstract it has to be. Our Between the Lines series continues with film number 5, in which we examine the various scales used in architectural drawings.